welcome to the Teaching Corner. Today I wanted to talk about when our students make us cry. I wanted to talk about how we deal with some of our hardest students. As a special education teacher, I've seen a whole lot of stuff. I've been shoved into a filing cabinet. I've been stabbed with a pencil to where the lead broke off into my stomach and took 2 months to come out. I've been slobbered on, I've been cried on, I've been snotted on. You see all different kinds of things as a special education teacher. And sometimes even with parents, I've been yelled at, I've been screamed at, I've been, had parents cry. And one of the things that you have to remember as a special ed teacher is if you're coming and getting that student, sometimes they view having to come out of class as a difficulty for them because maybe they feel like they're missing something that they want to be a part of. And sometimes, as much as we try with schedules not to pull them out of anything fun, sometimes that's just not the way that it works out. Or sometimes you're told by the school district, this is the time that you will pull them out. And if it's something that they really enjoy doing, you might not have much choice over it. But the other thing is, as a special education teacher, you are asking that student to do the thing that is the absolute hardest for them to do. If they're dyslexic and you're asking them to read or to write, if they're dysgraphic and you're asking them to do math, sometimes that can be really difficult. And I've been in the middle of a lesson and had a student tear up, and we've had to backtrack a little bit and say, I know this is tough for you. You're doing a really great job. I'm really proud of you. But one of the things I want to do is for you young teachers is just to encourage you not to take this personally. It's really hard to do, to not take it personal, but just recognize that you're asking them to do something that's very, very tough. And one of the most rewarding things in this job is sometimes those super difficult students have been the very ones to come back and say, hey, Miss Norris, you know that thing that you taught me how to do in tutoring, that strategy that we learned together, I used it in class and it really helped me. Or I just got an A on a test, or I just passed because you helped me, or I increased my grade from a D to a C. And they'll oftentimes be the ones who will be very grateful once they recognize that what you're doing is actually helping them. So I just want to encourage you, if you have one of those students that's being really, really difficult, to remember that you're asking them to do something that's really, really hard. You might need to be backing up a little bit to find that sweet spot and where to tutor them, but just know that what you're doing is making a difference, and it will matter greatly later in their life. So I hope that was helpful. If it was, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.